Yo, what is up everybody? It's HennyZ, and today I'm actually bringing in guys another video. This video was requested by so many people. Every time I upload a video to Facebook or YouTube or even stream, I have people asking me that, hey man, how do you control recoil like that, or how to get better in Ghost Recon, what is this, what is that, yada yada yada. And today I'll just tell you guys some basic and general stuff. You won't be asking these questions from anybody that, hey man, how do you control the gun like that and whatnot. So I'm gonna throw in some couple of basic stuff. I'm not gonna go into details and everything as in like devices and stuff, or anything else, or like I'm not gonna go how to use a blackout and how not to use it. That's later on stuff you learn by yourself, from experience yourself. But I'm gonna take out some basics that I've actually learned from other people when I was learning this game, and some stuff that has helped me, and some things that can actually improve your gameplay, not just in like general Ghost Recon, but some stuff that actually might help you in other games as well. Some of it is just related to Ghost Recon, but some stuff might actually help you in other games. Putting it out, I'm playing shooters since I was 7 years old. I started off on IGI and Delta Force, if anyone remembers those games, and I played all the way through Call of Duty series, some of Halo and some Battlefield, and Ghost Recon it was. And I've been always competitive, and I've always enjoyed my competition. So doing that, I always wanted to get better, as I know most of you are watching this video because you do want to get better, and that's what I'm gonna go ahead and put out and tell y'all some basic stuff I've learned all over from experience, and especially in first-person shooters in general. First of all, we're gonna start off by hardware. By hardware, I mean you need at least a good frames per second and a good mouse to be able to compete on that level. You do need it, as in, like, I know someone like, oh, it's not necessary, it's all just skill. No, it actually isn't just skill. Put the truth out, it's not just skill, okay? And it's just that having a good amount of FPS smoothens your gameplay. Now most of us do play in 144 frames to 60 to 144 frames in Ghost Recon, and that 60 is what you should go for. If you want to go ahead and build a computer or something, try to make sure that's capable of giving you 60 frames at least in a solid game, because the smoother your frames are, the smoother your movements are. And the smoother your movements are, the better your aim is. And the better your aim is, the more likely you will kill than you will die. Some of you here are playing on 30-35 FPS, and then you complain about others hacking. But keep in mind, those others are actually playing on much smoother computers than you. And yes, their aim is much more decent, because their gun isn't pixelating all over the place when they're shooting. And that's one thing. And another thing was your sensitivity. As far as hardware, I didn't just mean a good computer, but I mean you need a good peripheral, such as a good mouse. A good gaming mouse always helps, and it always kind of basically if you know what I mean, it smoothens it down, as in you can control your recoil with your mouse and your hands easily without it being choppy all over the place. And that's where DPI kicks in, which is basically dots per inch. If you didn't know what that stands for, it's right here. I use a Razer Death Adder Chroma. It's one of my favorite mouses, and it's been, and I just enjoyed this game. And with playing with this game, mouse, every shooter that I've played with, I always enjoyed Razer, and I've tried so many mice, and no, I actually did not like any of them. It's just I have quite big hands, and this mouse, I'm not selling out Razer. You guys should, if you've been following, yes, I am a Razer fan. I love Razer stuff, but it's not I'm selling out Razer. I have nothing with them. I'm just saying, find a mouse that has a good sensor, some nice DPI control, and something that's really comfortable in your hand. I can easily put my hand on top of this mouse, and I can move it around without touching my without grinding my mouse pad, or having to hold it in a certain position to be able to control it. Because this mouse fits, the grip on this mouse is amazing for my hands, and the way it's designed, my hands are comfortable with it. Everybody has their own taste, and everybody has their own basically sense of touch, if you could say. So you should most definitely go for it, and you should go ahead and save up for like. I'm not saying buy a really expensive mouse. There are actually pretty good mouses if you're from countries like India or Pakistan. The Flipkart has a lot of them. It's like a decent price range from 500 rupees to, I don't know. Honestly, I've never been to Flipkart. I'm just bullshitting you on that one. Anyways, yeah, but you should actually go for a good mouse, and because that's not just going to improve your gameplay in general, but also your control, recall in every other game. Your movements are going to be much more contrasted with it. Best way to put it out. I honestly, I do not recommend acceleration. This is my mouse settings. Basically, this is Razer has one of the simplest software, so I'm just gonna put this up there, and you know basically what I'm talking about. I'm talking about DPI. This is my DPI control. I have X and Y sensitivity, which means I can fasten up my up and down movement. Vertical movement in compared to horizontal movements. So but I do not have that enabled. I have overall the same sensitivity. It goes with 400 DPI vertically and horizontally, so that's why I prefer 400 DPI on my. I like my mouse slow. I can control my recoil much better with it, and my movements are much more like everybody has their own. It's like basically a girl's vagina, if you could say it. Like she has that G spot. So 400 DPI is my G spot, and I like it with 500 refresh and 0 acceleration. If you know Silent Blood, he uses the same thing. He uses the same mouse as me, and we use the same settings. So he's also one of the top players in Ghost Recon. You might want to check him out too. He makes some good YouTube videos. And then like as far as like mouse, you know, like you want your mouse to be in control. With your hand, it shouldn't be like now. It shouldn't be too fast. Like I play on 2 to 1 sensitivity. Now if I put it on 10 sensitivity, or that's 44 is way too fucking much. I won't even. Okay, look at this. You know, my movements are not like I'm not able to control my mouse. I'm trying to. Okay, if I'm trying to like, can't even get in cover properly. If I'm trying to land on that guy up there, it's always gonna land up here, up there. I can't even like I have to go really slow to land it on there. Which you probably do too if you're playing on like a really high sensitivity. That's why control your sensitivity. Your aim's gonna be more precise. So now coming under 2 sensitivity, I can easily my mouse. I can land it immediately on the target without any fluctuation easily, like this. And recoil control. It is one of the easiest to control as far as recoil is concerned. Out of cover, you can see that. Even in cover, I can control the recoil on this thing, and that's what the level you want to be on when you're controlling recoil. I know my gun's a little out there. I'm trying to put that down. Again, like, just want to be able to control that recoil nice and easy. You know, you should know it's not CSGO. You don't have to memorize the fucking pattern for the AK. So, yes, you just got to pull your gun down in a precise aim. I use the short barrel A94 out of cover. If I don't pull my recoil down, this thing kicks like a fucking horse. If I don't pull my recoil down, but my mouse and my sensitivity are precise, and my hands, like you have to have your hand in that habit of being able to control your own DPI, pulling the gun down when shooting. And not a lot of people will tell you that. I just want to put it out. It's a habit. You gotta, like, sometimes people have a habit of reloading on wrong times. That's one habit, and it's one more sensational habit that you basically gotta pull your mouse down when you're playing, and it's not like you pull it all the way down. Like, you don't do this. It's like basically half an inch, or even less, like centimeters, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this is short barrel A94 with bipod, about 30 meters right there. So this is the level you want to be on, especially controlling guns like MG4. Is one of the highest kicky guns, and like if I don't pull my recoil, this thing is up the sky. And you'll always see me using this on streams and stuff, and people are like how are you pulling those shots off without cover? And I'm like always killing guys like quite a good distance with this gun without being in cover. And that's because of the recoil control. You want to control your recoil, so don't go what others do. Don't follow me. Like, I'm not saying go ahead and put on 400 DPI, or don't go ahead and, like, just go watch some other YouTuber and see, oh look, they have 2 sensitivity. Start from the beginning. I know, just spend like 30 minutes one day and just figure your stuff out. Start from 0 with certain DPI, and then keep going. Like, my best crossroad point was the 400 DPI with the 2 in game or 1 in game. Mostly I use 2 when I'm sniping, so that's about it. Alright, after lecturing you all good 10 minutes on hardware, which I knew was a big part of it, so I went ahead and talked quite a bit more blatantly on it, put it out cutthroat straight there, and don't want to edit out any of it. So the second step after the hardware to get better in this game is mastering your movements and gun control. I already talked a little about gun control in the first part of it, comparing it with DPI and sensitivity. So again, movements and gun control are like most important. It is as important aspect as the hardware. I mean, you can have good movement and control, you can still play quite decent with it, you know. But good movement and control with good hardware is where the beast mode comes in. So movement and control is one thing that comes with practice. Comes with watching other people play, comes with, you know, game sense, your muscle memory most likely, you know. It's basically the way you think in the game, how you handle a situation. Do you stress out and start spamming everywhere, or do you, take your time to kill something, or, you think it out as quick as the thing is coming at you. Now, there's people, like if I am standing here and I have a person coming up and sliding at me, and now if I'm a person who panics, if I panic, I'm gonna go ahead and start spraying everywhere. By the time I'm getting my shots on aim, that guy's gonna get up and whoop me in the face. Now this is where basically the general practice in game sense comes in. If I am a player who's been playing this game for a while and I just have the mentality of that level, I know what to do. I have a person slide at me immediately, I will back off and shoot him. That's my muscle memory. I don't have to remind myself. My brain knows what it's doing, my hands know what they're doing, and I can just back off and shoot, and meanwhile I'll prepare for the second person on the right if there's 2 coming, or I'll take cover and shoot. And if I have 4 or 5 people coming at you, I'm not gonna pop out and shoot at one at each time, because by the time I kill 1 or 2, the 3rd or 4th will get me. I'll take my time, run into cover, shoot the person, take cover again, reload my gun if I have to, shoot the other person. I know they're all coming at the same time, so I'm gonna keep my movements and my angles as spiritual as possible. And this is you gotta learn your shoulders first, and that's one big part of the game not many people know about. I've known people that play in this game for a year or more, and they just don't know about their shoulders. I met a guy once, and he's been playing for 2 years. He didn't even know that he could switch shoulders in the game. I don't know how the fuck is that possible, or what the hell was he smoking, but I was hands down, I was just like, no dude, I don't even want to be friends with you anymore. Just kidding. Anyway, so I wasn't friends with him. So like shoulders is one thing, if I'm, let's just say, you see there's a guy in front of me, if I'm on my left shoulder, look, I'm not moving, I'm standing where I am, I'm not touching my WASD, I just have my Q button, my fingers on my Q button basically, I have a guy on my right, okay, I want to be on my left shoulder when I'm shooting at someone on the right. This is more like you see them before they see you. This game is not like, the gun isn't just straight in front of you like Counter-Strike. This isn't first person, this is third person. The gun is always slanted on your shoulder. Basically imagine yourself walking around with gun in one hand. So do you want to peek out your body first, or do you want to peek out the gun first when you're shooting at someone? Of course your gun. If I have my gun on my right shoulder, if I have a guy on my left, I want to have my gun on the right shoulder, so my gun pops out first and I see the person before my body pops out, and then my gun comes. If my body pops out first, he's most likely going to shoot me before I even land an aim on him. And by the time he's shooting me and I'm trying to land an aim on him, I'll be getting hit and my aim is just going to fluctuate, and bullets are going to ricochet. I'm not going to be able to aim. So shoulders is one thing. Here's a quick tip example of it, The guy's on my right. I'm not touching my, WASD. I can just sit here and be on my left shoulder, and the guy's on my left. I'm not able to see him. Being on my right shoulder and the guy's on my left, I can see him. See, that's more of peek your gun out first or peek your body out first. So I would say if you are a person that doesn't have a negative 10 IQ, you would probably want to peek out your gun first. So learn your shoulders, and like, you know, there's a guy on my right, I want to just practice yourself. There's a guy on your right, be on your left shoulder. Guy on your left, be on your right shoulder. It's more of like a, more being more congruent with it. You know, you just want to learn your dimensions properly. You want to, there's people on my right, I want to put my gun on my left shoulder, so my gun is coming out of cover before my body is, and I am aiming at them. This gun is game is quite broken. Even when my body's not peeking, my gun is peeking. I can still see through my gun without even peeking my body. Like, okay, yeah, my eyes are not even there, but I can still see through it because of the scope. So it's more of every third-person shooter. It's like one thing they never mastered in it. So, just practice that. It's just not that hard. It comes with practice and time. Learn your angles and stuff, and that's always gonna help you. Anyways, here's a short clip I have on the side. Just went ahead and made this in a random public TDM. Just wanted to show you all some basic stuff and talk about it. I played this clip quite slow at a pace on purpose, and just so I can show some stuff and examples. Meanwhile, if you can see, I'm currently here holding down the right side of Charlie. There's a people on my right. There's a guy. He's on my right. I'm on my left shoulder. That's one thing. Here, I could have just killed him, but I just want to take my time and show it to you. I want to wait for him to come to me. If you see that, by the time he pulls up his gun, he's already dead. And you never want to do this by, like, you just want to stand in the corner and wait for the guy to come to you. No, you don't want to do that either. You want to actually be in a proper cover, and that was not it. So here I am on coming out entrance. There's two people coming up upstairs. I have a guy on my left. I don't see there's anyone on the right, so I'm going to rush the guy on the left, and I'm going to hold my corner. I'm getting shot from behind. I do not turn around and start spraying at him. I take my cover, and I take my time, and then I go ahead and shoot at them. That's all. And I appreciate y'all watching my videos. Thank you so much.